The district recently completed major improvements to the Wysong water conservation structure and boat lock on the Withlacoochee River between Citrus and Sumter counties near the town of Lake Pennsauken. I'm Dr. Mark Fulkerson, a Chief Professional Engineer at the Southwest Florida Water Management District. This current structure was installed back in 2002. It's been about 24 years. During that time, portions of this structure have degraded. The inflatable air bladders that we pump air into them to raise the gates, they've formed leaks over the years. The boat lock itself really hasn't been functioning properly. When it did, it was a very slow process. So we came in to try to make some of these major improvements. The first phase of this was the boat lock. What we did at first is we blocked off the boat lock. All the flow was still continuing down the Withlacoochee River. We got in there and we replaced the air bladders in both of the gates of the lock. We actually increased the air lines to be able to operate those gates more efficiently so that boats that can come through can get through quicker. And for both the main gate and the lock, our operators were having to keep an eye on this thing 24/7, continually pumping air into it because of the leaks that had formed over that time. When we raise the gate up, it's going to stay up and it's not going to continually be trying to deflate. Once we were done with the boat lock, we moved on to the main structure that spans the entire 250-foot wide river. In order to do that, the first thing we needed to do was block off the river flow on either side so that we could dry out the riverbed where the gate is located. We had our structure and operations staff work with contractors, and they came in and they built a porta-dam system across the upstream and downstream sides of the gate. That's basically a metal frame with a tarp that runs off of it and sandbags holding it down and just kind of seals the water off. Once we got that porta-dam system installed on either side to be able to block the river off, our staff dewatered it. So we had multiple pumps running 24/7, basically pumping the water out to provide a safe working environment for all the staff and contractors to be able to get in and do the work on the main gate. In addition to replacing the air bladder across the entire structure, we also came in and replaced a lot of the components that go with that. So the connectors, the air hoses that connect into that bladder, all the seals that run on top of the gates, because what it is basically is two steel gates that sit on top of that bladder, and when we pump air into the bladder, it raises those steel gates up. All those seals were replaced. Another improvement that we did out here was we cut access openings into several of the steel gate panels on the downstream side, and that's going to allow staff, if we do have an issue down the road where we maybe have a leaky bladder or something they need to get in and inspect. This is a water conservation structure. It's not a flood control structure. It's not really a dam either. It's operated at times when water flows allow to be able to store some water upstream coming out of the wet season prior to the dry season. By raising this structure, we can also help hold water levels a little bit higher just in a small stretch of the river upstream of here and into Lake Pennsauken, which benefits recreation and some of the businesses. As water's flowing down this river and we put it in a position, it equalizes over a matter of a day or two, and then whatever flows coming down river still passes. So we're able to keep this gate up, hold water levels upstream a little bit, but we still have the same flow passing that would have passed regardless of what the position of the gate is. It's been 9 years since we've seen water levels even close to this low. We had to take advantage of the conditions during spring, mid-summer 2026. It was a huge success that we were able to have these very low water conditions, and we were prepared to make these improvements this year. It's important throughout the process of the construction that we kept the public informed, to let them know what was going on, to give them updates. We tried to do that through emails to residents in the area, as well as meeting people out here. A lot of people drive by the structure, they take a look at it, want to know what's going on, and so it's important that we engage and communicate and educate. Just because we've got the structure completed now and we're able to start operating it like normal, we still have very minimal flow in the river, and we're still in the midst of this historic drought. We're going to be continuing to monitor hydrologic conditions. Hopefully we'll get some rain this summer, some additional rainfall that's going to raise river levels, increase the flows. And as that occurs, we're going to incrementally raise the structure and we're going to get back in conservation mode. You know, a project like this just showcases how amazing the district is. We had folks from so many different divisions and bureaus working together to make this a success.